All you do is buy, and you never sell short to make money where they're going down. You have to be so good. That means you got to buy the companies that are always going up. Nobody's that good. Nobody could possibly be that good. You got to make money just like you make money when you buy a stock. You got to make money when a stock goes down. That's how you even the playing field. That's how professionals make money. They make money going up and make money going down, but they don't tell you that. They just want you to try to make money going up. They don't want you to make money going down because they make that money on you. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Learn how to short stocks at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery when it's not? It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating a 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. There is only one talk show host, Phil Grande, who delivers both social and financial talk. Not even Hannity or Rush can deliver a 1-2 punch like that. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Phil Grande is unique, the industry leader, the first talk show host ever to combine social issues and finance into winning stock market ideas. That's Phil Grande, philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. The 401k big lie. They tell you invest $10,000 a year for 30 years, compounded at 6% annually. You will have a grand total of $245,000 to retire. That is not true. That is not the truth. What they don't tell you is the hidden fees. There's 27 hidden fees in your 401k. When you're all done, you lose half of what you put aside for your retirement. That's right, half. And another thing, you're not allowed to do individual stocks in a mutual fund. And you're not allowed to make money when stocks go down. That's ridiculous. Would you buy a car with just forward and no reverse? Why would you ever be in a fund that you can't make money when the stock market goes down? Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. What is Phil's Gang? Philsgang.com is a subscription website service that host Phil Grande has been teaching and providing daily stock investment recommendations for over 15 years, all in the name of making its customers educated investors and helping the kids at St. Jude's Children's Hospital. If you want to take charge of your financial future, then do not wait any longer. For only $49.95, become a Phil's Gang member today. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Money coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande. Concerning acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a...
He should be fighting to investors. He's a frightening character in politics, and his views are so outside the mainstream of this country. They're outside of the left of the Democratic Party. He's not a Democrat. He's a socialist. But having said that, if he were to win, I think it almost guarantees an independent candidacy by someone like Mike Bloomberg, some other wealthy person, perhaps from Wall Street. And that would become a very interesting race. Bernie Sanders is not going to be the president.
Sanders, that's right. He did very well last night, but he's not going to be the president or the nominee because the banks on Wall Street are going to make sure he's not. They're scared to death of him. He would end too big to fail. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. What an exciting night last night. Stayed up too late, but I'm wide awake, ready to go because the market's down 314 points. That's what we love here at Phil's Gang, because at Phil's Gang, you hear me tell you every day, don't you? You got to learn how to make money when the stock market goes down. You got to learn how to short the market. Every day we talk about it, and I try to get you to understand that. If you're just trying to make money when the market goes up, yes, markets go up 70% of the time. I understand that. But when you have a bad market, and the market drops 10 times faster than they go up. You make money so much faster when the market goes down. But it's not the point of fast or slow. It's the point that how can you invest saying, I'm only going to make money if the market goes one way? That doesn't make any sense when markets go up and down. Now, today, we're down 309 points. Remember I told you on Friday, I said this deal with negative rates by Japan was nothing more than a smokescreen for Draghi in Europe and for Aunt B here in the United States. The European markets were collapsing. The stock market in the United States was collapsing. We were on a run rate in the stock market. The clock at the end of the day on Friday, one of the worst Januaries in history. They needed to stop that. And that's why they came in and used the negative rate. It was used for one reason, to move the stock market higher, just like QE, quantitative easing. They told us it was used to get jobs. They were going to put trillions of dollars into the stock market, 3.3 trillion, and they were going to create jobs. That was not the truth. It was a lie. It was to drive the market higher. So wasn't negative rates to drive the market higher on Friday. Now it's giving it all back because I told you it wasn't going to work because it was different this time. We weren't going to get a 12% rally like we got in August when the market dropped 1,900 points. It wasn't going to happen. That wasn't going to happen because, first of all, we had too many net sellers. We had 3 times the amount of people shorting stocks. So how can you get a 12% rally? Remember I told you the hedge funds. The hedge funds never borrow so much money in this country on margin. An increase of 600%. That's what drove these markets up 200%. All the hedge funds. That's one of the reasons, the hedge funds. But the hedge funds stopped in January borrowing money because we had that interest rate hike. They stopped borrowing. Remember, when we had that sell-off in August, we had that 12% rally after the sell-off, and everybody felt great. Well, that's because the hedge funds were still borrowing money to buy stocks to move that rally up. Well, it's not happening this time. That's why the market's going down. Bank of America told clients to sell into the rally that we had on Friday. I told you that. They were net sellers. Their clients were net sellers of stocks for the first time in 5 weeks. They sold $1.2 billion. I told you that was going to happen. Our gang was positioned, still positioned. We're still making money as the market goes down. That was just Bank of America. JP Morgan. They too told their clients, same thing, to be net sellers. And the other institutional clients, be net sellers. Sell into this rally. They saw it as an opportunity to sell, and that's what happened. So that whole rally we got on Friday is now gone. That's why you got to learn how to short stocks. So it was different this time. And it's proving out. Proving out. Now, I want to make an announcement because now I haven't done one of these in over a year, but I'm going to do a special webinar. It's going to be on Saturday, February 13th, from 1 to 3 p.m. nonstop. I'm going to talk about how to short. If you never shorted a stock in your life, you should attend this webinar. It's online. It's going to be archived for 2 weeks. So if you can't make it, 1 to 3 p.m. on Saturday, February 13th, don't worry about it. It's going to be archived for 2 weeks. So go to my website, go to philsgang.com. It's only $70, and you got it for 2 weeks. This way here you can show your friends, you can show your neighbors. How do you make money when the market goes down? They never want you to make money when the market goes down. Why? Because they tell you it's dangerous. Because how do the fund managers make money? They make money on the size of the portfolio. They want everybody to give them money, and these managers make money on the size of the portfolio. Not on the returns they give you, but the size. That's why they create all these lies. Why not the short? I'm going to show you it's simple. It's easy. It's so smooth with our charts. I mean, we've already, look, Ford. We told you the other day about Ford. We have a 17% profit in Ford. It's going down. It's going down. We have Goldman Sachs. We have a 21% profit. We started to short in November. Intel, 17%. We started to short that one in December. So go to my site, philsgang.com. Only 85 applicants. We're going to take 85 people. So the first 85, that's it. So again, go to my site, philsgang.com. Sign up right now for the shorting webinar. It's going to be fun. And especially for those folks who never shorted a stock in their life, have no idea what shorting means, you're going to love it. You're going to say, why haven't I heard about this before? Why haven't I done this before? It's only $70. It's only $70. Okay, go to my site, philsgang.com. You can start signing up right now. And as I say, we limit it to 85 people. So please sign up. Okay, so what's going on here? We all saw what was going on last night. And everybody's worried about, of course, Sanders. What would happen if he becomes elected? Well, it's never going to happen. But here's what got me. Here's what got me. You know, nobody's talking. All these jibber jabbers on Fox and MSNBC, all these jibber jabbers who are covering the election, they never talked about the importance of the new president. That he's got to come in and he's got to start straightening out. He's got to straighten out, for example, Holder and what he did. It's very important to get confidence back into this country. To get confidence, we got to put some guys in jail. We got to put these banksters in jail, including Holder. The new president must hold Eric Holder responsible because he did not prosecute the crooks. And that's what a new president has to do. That's got to be one of the first things to get confidence back in this economy, get confidence back into the stock market. He's got to arrest these banksters, including Eric Holder. And I'll explain that when I get back, and we'll take a look at some exciting stocks that are going down. Remember, sign up right now for my webinar.
Information on the show, go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Listen to what Fisher said, the former Fed governor.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish the wealth effect.
That's right. Did you hear that? They took the stock market, front-loaded it, ran at 200%, so we ended up not only with a fake stock market, but fake GDP, fake money, fake jobs, fake prices, fake everything. But we took advantage of that, and we're going to take advantage again. That's why I told my gang in May to short the market on 5/29. That's May 29th. I'm telling you to short the stock market. And we were right. And the market went down over 11%. That's why you got to join my gang and learn how to short stocks just as much as buying them. Learn how to short with me, Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Listen to what Fisher said, the former Fed governor.
We front-loaded at the Federal Reserve an enormous rally in order to accomplish the wealth effect.
That's right. Did you hear that? They took the stock market, front-loaded it, ran at 200%, so we ended up not only with a fake stock market, but fake GDP, fake money, fake jobs, fake prices, fake everything. But we took advantage of that, and we're going to take advantage again. That's why I told my gang in May to short the market on 5/29. That's May 29th. I'm telling you to short the stock market. And we were right. And the market went down over 11%. That's why you got to join my gang and learn how to short stocks just as much as buying them. Learn how to short with me, Phil Grande at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything's being taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, it's been 7 years now since Obama ordered his Fed chairman to lower the savings rate from 5% to less than 0.25%. With the false narrative, it would spur economic growth and jobs. Everyone would have an opportunity in this economy. That's what he said. But what it spurred was a front-loading of the biggest, fake, unsustainable stock market rally of 200%. That's what it spurred. Now, most people did not participate in that rally because people got out of their 401k in 2009. And they said, just get me out. I want nothing but fixed income. And they got killed because with low interest rates, fixed incomes get murdered. You got to know what you're doing. If you're going to really retire, you got to be associated with the stock market. That's why you come to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I'm here to help you. I'm tired, and you should be tired, of listening to these financial shows like CNBC where they're all geniuses and they're always wrong. Look, stop worrying about the price to book and the price to sales and all the stuff they tell you think you need to know. You don't need to know any of that. Anybody can make money in the stock market using charts. It's about money flow. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Everybody was asking me, how did I know to short Ford when it was November, and it was when Aunt B was telling us everything was fine. Well, what people didn't know is Aunt B was lying to us, because when she was raising the rates, machinery sales were down 5.6%, computers were down 8.7%, communication equipment sales down 21%. I took a look at our chart and I saw that institutions were pulling money out of Ford. So we said, let's short Ford. And we did that in November, on November 10th, because my charts told me there was a big sell signal, and we took advantage of it. And you know that stock Ford has now dropped 17%. That's the return my gang has now, 17%. Don't follow any of the jibber jabber from CNBC or the Fed. Follow me, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to Phil's Gang Radio Show. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
This is the first big punch that Donald Trump has taken. He's obviously had huge leads in New Hampshire. Depending on what poll you look at, it's almost 30 points in some of them, at least 20 in others. How does this affect him, this second place finish in Iowa? Does it matter in New Hampshire for Donald Trump?
Don't you love these people? Boy, he took a big punch. Big punch? First time, never been a politician? He comes in second? I mean, and I'm not talking a distant second. That's ridiculous. Welcome back to Phil's Gang. They just don't want to see him win. But here's what we got to be concerned about. Whoever wins, they've got to go back and unravel not just Obamacare, not unravel all his illegal strokes of the pen, his executive orders. We got to do more than that. And I'm going to explain that in a moment. But first, let's get to the market, because the market's down 328 points after we were told on Friday it was over, that the sell-off was over. Oil, they said, that's it. We're on our way back up. And I told you, don't believe any of them. I said, just look at your chart. I told my members, my gang members, every day I showed them the chart, especially the same 5 stocks that we trade and invest every day. And on Saturday, February 13th, I'm going to show you the system that we use, how we use the same 5 stocks all year. Okay, and it's going to be a webinar. I'm going to show you how we short them as well as buy them. Just think. Doesn't it make sense? The same 5 stocks, I'm going to show you at my webinar, not only how we buy them, but how we sell them short. Goldman Sachs now. We talked about that. We shorted it in November 13th. So there's a 21% gain that we have. So depending where my gang member got in, I'm not saying every gang member got 21%. That's where we identified that the sell signal was. The gang members, some of them maybe got the whole 21, some maybe got 10%, maybe 12%, 8%. But what's important is not what each gang member, where they got in. What's important is they recognize when there is a sell signal. They recognize when the institutions are pulling money out. And that's what I want to teach you for 2 hours, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. on February 13th. I can't wait to do it, because you need this. I'm going to convert you. I'm going to finally talk you into where you're going to say, I understand what he's talking about, why you got the short stocks. And boy, how easy it is. I never thought it was so easy. Doesn't it make sense? Instead of sit here today and worried about your portfolio going down and calling your money manager and ask, what do we do? Wouldn't it feel good today? Just give you an example. Let's take Apple. January 28th was a sell signal on Apple. January 28th, one of the best stocks. All they ever talk about is buying it. Just buy it. But we saw the sell signal. And you're going to see that when you come on from 1 to 3 p.m. on Saturday, February 13th. Now, if you can't make it, it's archived. But it's down right now 20%. That's a fine stock. Disney, we had a sell signal on December 3rd. I want to show you that sell signal. I want you to get confidence. So now, for the first time in your life, you're going to say, I understand what he's talking about. I, too, am going to sell a stock. Rather than just buy it, I'm going to sell it short. Because stocks go down 10 times faster than they go up. So Disney's down 17%. But the key I want to show you, and I want to introduce to you on Saturday, February 13th from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern, I want to show you how the 5 stocks work, how we do that. And you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to say, look at this. IBM, if I was with them, I'd be up 13%. Caterpillar, I'd be up 18% because I'm shorting them. You can't make money in the market going against the trend. Right now, we have a downtrend in this market. So why would you go against it by owning a stock? So check it out. Go to my site. We have 85 openings, okay? That's what we're going to be doing, 85 folks. $70. Just go to my website, philsgang.com. Click on, and you can register for $70. It's archived for 2 weeks. Okay. Now, think about this. The next president, we got to clean up more than just all of those illegal swipes of the pen, those executive orders. Now, I want you to think about something. Think about this. The bank's too big to fail. Somebody's got to fix that. Someone's got to fix this. Are you kidding? You take today our 3 of our 4 largest financial institutions, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, are nearly 80% bigger than they were before we, the middle class, bailed them out. Isn't that incredible? The 6 largest banks in this country issue more than 2/3 of all the credit cards and more than 35% of all the mortgages. How did that happen? Let me tell you how it happened. Because we didn't put them in jail. Who didn't put them in jail? Holder didn't put them in jail. Because he got to the SEC. Now, this is what he did. Holder. Now, remember who these clients are. Holder, for 6 years. For 6 years. This is why we got to prosecute him. We got to disbar him from practicing law ever. We got to take his fat government pension away from him. Because for 6 years, he duped us by disguising himself as an attorney general of the United States. He disguised himself as an attorney general. He was a fraud. He wasn't working for you or me, the American people, but for the gangster banksters. Holder stood by and gave these bankers a pass because they were his clients before he came to Washington, at Covington. They were his clients. Then we got to Washington, and they put him in as Attorney General. What a beautiful thing for his clients, the bankers. He represented all the major banks, his law firm in Washington, Covington. Now he comes, he's the Attorney General, and look what he did. For 6 years, he was a fraud. Holder stood by and gave these banks a pass from prosecution on so many crimes. And he helped them commit these crimes. How did he help them commit these crimes? Because what he did is, and this is according to a whistleblower at the SEC, who came in front of Congress, Holder and the SEC, Holder had the SEC systematically destroy records of its preliminary investigations of these banks. When I come back, I'm going to talk about that, and we're going to look at some bank stocks, especially Goldman Sachs. Join my gang. Come to my webinar.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
They just told us right away that we're going to house you, we're going to feed you, and every single one of his medical bills is just all taken care of.
Saber que el tratamiento es completamente gratis nos quita una preocupación de encima.
We have phenomenal research, outstanding clinical care, and the generosity of public, which allow us to treat patients regardless of what it takes. And that's what makes St. Jude so magical.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, families never receive a bill for treatment, travel, housing, or food, because the only thing a family should worry about is helping their child live.
Doctors send us the toughest cases to be treated at St. Jude, and our patients come from all over the world.
When we come here, they told me, don't worry, everything will be taken care of.
We could never repay St. Jude for what they've given us.
Because of you.
Gracias a ti.
Because of you.
There is St. Jude.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're hitting a new year, and you should, at the same time, come in with a new attitude, a new philosophy that you're going to make money when the stock market goes down. That's right. This is the third bubble, and you don't think it's going to crash? The first bubble did. The dot-com, the second bubble, the housing and financial con. Why do you think the third bubble, which is twice as big as the two previous bubbles, is any different? It's not different. Matter of fact, it's worse. It's going to go down faster. The stock market is going to go down 50%. You're going to lose 50% of the money you have in the stock market. You're going to lose 45% of the equity you have in your home. You're going to lose 30% of the money you have in your savings. Yes, you are. Trust me. Join my gang, Phil's gang, so that we can show you how to benefit, how to profit. But you can't just sit there and own a stock. You got to learn how to short the market. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. We're hitting a new year, and you should, at the same time, come in with a new attitude, a new philosophy that you're going to make money when the stock market goes down. That's right. This is the third bubble, and you don't think it's going to crash? The first bubble did. The dot-com, the second bubble, the housing and financial con. Why do you think the third bubble, which is twice as big as the two previous bubbles, is any different? It's not different. Matter of fact, it's worse. It's going to go down faster. The stock market is going to go down 50%. You're going to lose 50% of the money you have in the stock market. You're going to lose 45% of the equity you have in your home. You're going to lose 30% of the money you have in your savings. Yes, you are. Trust me. Join my gang, Phil's gang, so that we can show you how to benefit, how to profit. But you can't just sit there and own a stock. You got to learn how to short the market. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know, many people left the stock market after the crash, and here's why.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
And that's still going on. That's your planner. They don't represent you. They represent themselves, your money manager. But you have to make a change. You can't change them. You make the change. Join my gang, philsgang.com, so that we can take care of you. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. I'm going to tell you something about your 401k that you don't know. You know the 401k is a tax code? That's what it is. Here's how it worked. In the 80s, you had pension funds, but they decided to give their CEOs a benefit on top of the pension. It was called 401k. That was to shelter their income. That way they could keep the CEOs because it was very competitive. But when all the jobs were shipped overseas, they no longer could keep pension funds. Too expensive. So they shifted all their employees to a 401k, duping you, thinking it was a good deal. But what they did is they charged hidden fees, which amount to about $250 billion a day, that they gave to lobbyists to go to Washington to make sure that this 401k would never be transparent. Here's what came of it.
Responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
That's right. So join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande of philsgang.com. You know, everybody, the hot stocks Apple or Google, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. What people don't understand is every stock is the same. If the institutions buy it, it goes up. If they don't, it goes down. It doesn't matter the name. That's why we use charts to identify money in, money out. Join my gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Anybody who puts money in my pocket is my friend. And Phil Grande can do the same for you. Learn how to grow and invest your money. Here's Phil Grande.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're talking about the banks. We're talking about why wasn't these jibber jabbers that were at Iowa, these financial, these hosts on CNBC, these hosts on Fox, MSNBC, why didn't they talk more? Why didn't they talk more about what these new, if we're going to get a new president, what they have to do? They should have, when they interviewed him, said, when you're a new president, are you going to go back and fix what Holder did? By this guy, Holder, on his own, was able to take these banks, 6 banks, make them so strong, so large. I mean, what they control is incredible. is incredible. Let's take a look at some of these bank stocks. Now, our favorite, which is one of our 5, is Goldman Sachs. Now, Goldman Sachs today, we were so happy today because Goldman Sachs, again, dropped. Now, if we go back and take a look at Goldman Sachs, and we right now, the stock has dropped 21% for us. 21% on our chart. And that's what you're going to learn how to do when you come to the webinar. And then again, I'm going to have a webinar, only the first 85 people. That's it, just 85 people. It's going to be from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time on February 13th, Saturday. It's archived for 2 weeks, so you don't have to be there. And you're going to learn how important it is to short stocks, and not only important, but how easy it is. Now, Goldman Sachs, as I say, if you take a look at Goldman Sachs, we had a beautiful signal on Goldman Sachs. And that's one of our 5, okay? Now, let me look at it now. Let's go to Bank of America, okay? So you can do it with any bank, any bank. You always got to take one bank and always have a bank in your portfolio. So let's take a look at the sell signal. Very easy. The sell signal, I'm looking at it right now. Here was the sell signal. If that was one of your 5, you chose Bank of America, I chose Goldman Sachs, you chose Bank of America, and you just watch that same bank every day, you would have got a sell signal on December 31st at $17. You know where it is today? $13. $13. It was so easy to do. That's a 23% drop that you would have had a return on. 23%. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. When you come, I'm going to show you. I'll show you where the sell signal is, and you tell me if I'm lying. See, all you keep hearing about is buy. Okay, you could have bought it too. Here. We had a buy signal on October 19th when it was $16. $16, and it went to 18. That's 12% on the way up. But wait a minute. But you only buy stocks on the way up. Now, here's the problem. Let's say your genius, your money manager, got you into Bank of America, and they told you to buy Bank of America, or he buys it for you on October 22nd. So you made, what do we say, 12%? Okay, so let's do it again. It was from we got it around let's say $16 to $18. That was what, 12. Okay, 12. But now when the sell signal came in, you would have known it on December 31st. So not only would you have given back that 12%, but you would have the market drop from $17 down to $13. So that's another what, 23%. So you gave up your profit because you didn't know how to find a sell signal. And when you found the sell signal, they're going to tell you to stay in. Oh, stay in, hold, stay in, they tell you. But this time, you're going to learn different. You're going to say, okay, now this time when I buy my stock and I have 12%, I'm going to now know the sell signal that Phil has taught me. And this time, not only am I just going to go out and take my profit and hold it, but with the sell signal, I am going to now have the ability to make money when it drops. And I will promise you, when I finish from 1 to 3 p.m., and you're going to have this archive for 2 weeks, you're going to say, why haven't I ever done this before? For $70. That's it. Okay, go to my home page, philsgang.com. Now, I want to get to this because this is important. So Holder, the new president, got to hold him responsible for wiping out $8 trillion of the middle class wealth. He has got to be held responsible for the 10 million people who went into foreclosure. His Washington law firm, Covington and Burling, have to be held responsible. He's back there now. He's getting paid $2.7 million base pay. That's just the base. And before he came to Washington, Eric Holder represented these same banks, these same banksters. Wasn't it perfect for him to take that job? They were safe. They could do what they want. And here's how he helped them. What he did, Holder stood by and gave them a pass. And he gave them protection for their many crimes, which he helped them with. Bank fraud, mail fraud, tax evasion, manipulation, market manipulation, money laundering, bribery. He helped them. How did he do that? Well, here's what one of the guys from the SEC who blew the whistle on him and the head of the SEC at Congress. It was a closed hearing. Holder had the SEC, the agency, systematically destroy records of its preliminary investigations. Now, why did they do that? Because they were worried that if a new president came in And you've heard Bernie Sanders, you heard Clinton, you've heard Cruz, and you've heard Trump. You've heard them all say, when I become president, we're going to look into these banks. And because no banker ever went to jail. So here's what this guy did, Holder. He gets together with the SEC, and they went and said, okay, all the records that you have that are the investigation, preliminary records, and there was 18,000 pages of all the evidence, 18,000 pages, which showed that they have committed these crimes. And they're in a preliminary filing system in the computer, according to this guy from the SEC. Fearful that the new president comes in, keeps his word to put these banks in jail. They wanted to make sure they wouldn't have those 18,000 pages or files. So they systematically destroyed these records that were supposed to be good for 25 years. Can you imagine this? Can you imagine? So they can't reopen. If they go to reopen the case, it'll take them another 8 years. Here they have all the evidence from over 8 years and of all their fraud, all their tax evasion, all the stuff they did, and Holder destroyed those files with the SEC, so they can't go to those files and say, okay, let's start. Here's all the files. Here's 8 years of files, 8 years of evidence. Now let's prosecute them by closing and whitewashing these preliminary files. This is criminal. So Jamie Dimon, blank fine to Goldman Sachs, the CEOs of Bank of America, Citi, the SEC with the Attorney General saved them. Saved them. The whole entire generation of federal investigation is now gone. And this is not coming from me. This is coming from the whistleblower at the SEC. So that these guys who are now running for president, who say we're going to go after and put these guys in jail, it won't happen. It won't happen. Isn't that terrible? Isn't that terrible? So, but they got to do something. Whoever the new president is, that's the only way they're going to get confidence back to the stock market, is to put these guys in jail. All right, so 18 pages of the evidence is gone. Are you telling me they can't find a way to put Jamie Dimon in jail? They can't put away. The guy that's got to go to jail is Holder. He's got to go to jail. He was destroying evidence. All this evidence relating to these preliminary investigations. That, remember, why is preliminary? Because Holder said we're not going to prosecute them. So that evidence was preliminary. They're supposed to be right here. It says the SEC, the file says it's supposed to be maintained for at least 25 years. It didn't happen. Isn't that awful? Let's go take a look at another bank. Let's take a look at Morgan Stanley. The banks are just doing terrible. Which is a beautiful thing, because the stock market follows the banks. When banks go down, the market goes down. Now look at this, Morgan Stanley. If this was your stock, one of your five, on December 16th, it was at $33. Today, it's around $24. $33 to $24. That's a 27% drop that you would have that money in your pocket today. I'm going to show you how to do that. And when you finish with this webinar on the 13th of February, it's archived for 2 weeks, you're going to say, why didn't I do this before? It's only $70. Just $70. Go to my site right now. Sign up for my shorting webinar the 13th of February.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. Do you ever notice they always tell you to buy, but they never tell you to sell? They never tell you to sell. Well, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you understand. When you buy a stock, and if all you do is buy, and you never sell short to make money where they're going down, you have to be so good. That means you got to buy the companies that are always going up. Nobody's that good. Nobody could possibly be that good. You got to make money just like you make money when you buy a stock. You got to make money when a stock goes down. That's how you even the playing field. That's how professionals make money. They make money going up and make money going down, but they don't tell you that. They just want you to try to make money going up. They don't want you to make money going down because they make that money on you. Join my gang, Phil's Gang. Learn how to short stocks at philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
Be sure to watch the Phil's Gang Show with Phil Grande, weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on various devices like smartphones, tablets, your computer, and more. Get free access to the Phil's Gang Show right in your hands at home or on the go. Simply go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com and click on the Listen Live link. And we'll see you on the charts.
Hi, my name is Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You know we're going to have not only a stock market crash in 2016, but a housing crash in 2016. Don't you like how they tell us the housing's in recovery and the market's in recovery and the economy's in recovery? When it's not. It's in a bubble. Take housing. They loaned to a Wall Street firm called Blackstone. $7 billion. They buy 41,000 houses to go rent. Are you nuts? When they can't collect the rents anymore, those houses are going on the market and going to depress the real estate business by 30 or 40%. It's the same thing with stocks. They loan people money 600% more than they ever did before to buy stocks. That's all debt. And when the market goes down, they're going to have to dump those stocks to pay back that debt. And boy, will the market drop. Join my gang. Learn how to short. philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
AMVA, and I've lost over 30K on it, but it had excellent earnings the last several quarters, and if they make the cameras and drone equipment, I don't know why it's so weak these days.
It's so weak these days because you don't pay attention to what they make. You don't care about their earnings. The problem is the institutions are pulling their money out, and that's all you need to know, and that's what we identify in the chart, and that's why I become a Phil's Gang member.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
We're on our best 2-year job creation streak in 20 years.
What are you, nuts? Who'd believe that? Let me tell you the truth. First of all, the 292,000 jobs we got in December 2015, and they told us the unemployment rate is 5%. Not true. You can't trust these people on Wall Street. You can't trust the press. What they don't count is, in December, for example, the 615,000 discouraged workers. A discouraged worker is a person unemployed, gave up looking for work, but this administration does not count them as unemployed when calculating the 5% unemployment rate. Instead, they classify the discouraged as marginally attached to the labor force, but they're not considered part of the labor force or part of the unemployment. That's why you can't trust what they tell you. If we back into 625,000, the real unemployment rate is 12%, not 5%. That's why you got to join my gang, where you get the truth and where we use charts. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're talking about the banks. The market's down over 300 points. The banks lead the market down. You've had some wonderful opportunities. If you're with me, the stock that we always have, we buy and sell short, is Goldman Sachs. Let's take a look at it right now. Here, give me our number. 196 to 150. So if you're with us, you know, we've had a 23% drop in this stock. So that means our gang members who are with us with that Goldman Sachs, they would have identified the sell signal that's given us, let's say, a 25% profit. Now, depending on where the gang member got in, okay, maybe somebody got in a little later, got 10%, somebody got 15%. The key is so that you can identify when to sell short. And that's a wonderful thing, because if you're buying stock, shouldn't you know when to get out, even if you don't want to sell short? And that's what I'm going to say to you, and I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to show you. You need to know this. And it's going to be on the 13th, February 13th. It's going to be 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's only $70. You do it from the comfort of your home, your office. It's archived for 2 weeks if you can't make it. I wanted to show you how, again, so you say when you're done, say, God, I never knew this. So when I made money in, well, here, let's give you an example. We had a buy signal on Goldman Sachs on October 23 was around 185, and then it went up to like 198. So that's a 7% gain. But here's the thing: you would have gave all that back, because when we got our sell short signal, we could keep that profit and then make profit selling short. Wouldn't that be better than just always giving back those profits? Then you get mad at the market, say the market's no good. No, the market's just fine. You just got to know what you're doing. So for 85 people, I'm going to help you do this. I'm going to put you through this. I'm going to help you nonstop that day, shorting. You're going to know everything about it. I'm also giving you some great tips too on reading the market. Okay, how you read the market. How do you know? Everybody will ask me. They ask me, how did you know in May to say short the market was the beginning of the crash? How did you know in June to say, okay, the market's continuing to crash? How did I know? And I said, look at the amount of money that's coming out of this market. I'll show you that on a chart. But as important as charting, we got to get the confidence back. People don't have confidence because nobody went to jail. We also have the same thing. I hope that whether it's Cruz or whether it's Trump, that they keep their promise and say they're going to not only get rid of all those illegal swipes of the computer, okay, the pen rather, the executive orders, but they will promise to figure out IRS. What's went on with the IRS? I don't understand. I just don't understand why none of these jibber jabbers on Fox or NBC or MSNBC, when they're sitting there talking politics, why didn't they say, you know what's going to be important about this election? That whoever becomes the president figures out this IRS scandal. All of a sudden, it's like it's never existed. And Holder would not prosecute the people involved with the IRS scandal. Are you kidding? And the IRS scandal is very important because it has everything to do with our election process. Because if you remember what it was about Romney was raising a boatload of money from the Tea Party. And Obama started to panic. So he had to do something. Now, remember, he decided, I'm going to use the IRS. Wait a minute. No president should be able to use the power of the IRS to remove any political threat, whether it's for an election or re-election. Boy, how we forget in this current election cycle. Obama used the full power of the IRS to target a conservative organization called the Tea Party, who he deemed was a threat to his re-election campaign, because the amount of money that Romney was raising for this organization Tea Party was amazing. And Obama panicked. So he had the IRS target Americans, individuals, based on their personal belief. Nobody went to jail. It's very important, whoever the next president is, Democrat, Republican, to force Congress to pick up the drop ball of the investigation and even intensify it. Intensify the investigation of Lois Lerner and the other IRS employees who were involved. Yeah, forget Obama. I love his assertions that there was no IRS scandal and that Lerner and her IRS employees were specifically targeting conservative organizations was false, he said. And Lerner and the employees were simply implementing laws passed by Congress. What are you, nuts? He even tried to take parking space in our head. That the real scandal wasn't Lerner, but they're funded, so they can't have enough. So they can't go out and do more tax audits and collect more taxes. He said that's the scandal, not Lerner targeting the Tea Party. Now this has to do everything with the election, but with the stock market. See, there's no confidence in the market. People think, okay, it's rigged. Well, it is rigged to go up 70% of the time. They try to even cut those odds from 2009 to 2015 to May 29th, when I called the market as it was going to crash now. They rigged it for all those years. But what's wrong with that? You made all that money on the way up. But now you're going to make the money on the way down. See, you got to learn to read if you're going to retire, and there's no other vehicle you can use. I don't care if you say you're going to go fishing and make money, or you're going to sell diamonds or whatever. There's only one place that you're going to make money to retire is the stock market. It's not with 401k mutual funds where 2% fees take away 65% of your money, for God's sakes. You can be as mad as you want about the stock market and upset with it, but it's the only place to go where you can retire, have enough money to retire. And therefore, rigged, not rigged, up, down, you should feel comfortable. And that's my goal. My goal is to get you so comfortable when you hear the market's going to go down, you're going to go, oh, thank God, because I make much more money faster on the way down than I do on the way up. And as I said, we got to have whoever the new president go in and arrest Holder, arrest these bankers, bust that whole criminal operation, finish up with the IRS, then people have confidence back in this country, have confidence back in the system. Until there's a perp walk where you have Holder handcuffed, and you have Jamie Dimon handcuffed, and Blankfein goes all handcuffed. Maybe even the president, if they find he was involved, he knew what was going on. Then the country's going to feel good again. You know, it's just like the student loans. I was watching the Democrat caucuses, all these young kids yelling back and forth to each other who they're going to go with. Did you notice that last night? One was swearing. But none of the political jibber-jabbers were talking about how the next president needs to focus on the student loan crises. That's another criminal operation. What a criminal operation that is. $66 billion in profits are going to our treasury from people who can't afford to make these payments. That's more profits than Mobil, Exxon. And the stupidity of these student loans. So what does Obama do? He said, I got it fixed. I got an idea. I got a great idea. I'm going to go in and I'm going to lower the interest rate. I'm going to lower the interest rate. What good is that? Or I'm going to cap the student loan payments to 10% of their discretionary income and to forgive the balance of the debt after 20 years. What are you, nuts? Here's the problem. They take parking space in our head that if you're a have-not, you can now be a have. If you were born in a rich family, you're a have. Well, now they're saying with student loans, you are on an even playing field with the haves. By giving you a federal grant, puts you up there with the haves. The difference with the haves and the have-nots, the haves own the American dream. You don't own it. You lease it. You rent the American dream, the have-nots. This thing isn't right the way they have these student loans. You're not on par with the haves. They own the dream. You lease it. A student loan is just another form of indentured servitude. That's all it is. This has all got to get straightened out. But most of all, come to my webinar and sign up now. Go to my homepage, philsgang.com, or call for information, 877-600-GANG. It's going to be the 13th, 1 to 3 p.m., archived for 2 weeks.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to